Alright, we're going to take a look at Disaster on Kangchenjunga. I say K13 because it's easier. It's a 1 or 2 player game. Of course, I'm playing it solitaire. It's in a series of Disaster on games by Tom Decker, produced by Victory Point Games. Basically, what you're doing is climbing a mountain. The first one is Everest, which is based loosely, I guess, on Into Thin Air, the John Krakauer book, which is a great book. If you haven't read it, you should read it. The second's on Disaster on K2, which I guess is based on something else. I can't place it off the top of my head. And this is, I guess, loosely based on a James Bond story, an Ian Fleming James Bond book. And that's actually what drew me to this game, is this counter. I'm not a huge James Bond buff. I went through a phase of really enjoying James Bond, but I think there's an espionage element to this game. It's not super heavy, now that I've played it a couple times, but it does add something. Maybe the tension in Everest is different, and maybe it just comes from the climate itself, which would make sense with that story. That was kind of a chain of horrific events that happened. So this, we have a team of 5 climbers with 2 guides, I guess they're called, that can help the climbers get up the mountain. These are the spaces we're going to climb to get up to the summit. This here is a crash site. A small plane went down that was holding some microfilm, apparently, and Colin is our known good guy. I guess depending on which side you're looking at, he's the operative, I guess, and then there's a spy, which is here. So these are, they correlate to these with the names on them. So one of these is going to be the spy. If the spy gets the plans and gets to the summit, they take off, and it's fewer points for the active player. Like I said, the goal of the game is to get to the summit. You also get some points for making it to the crash site, which are noted by those. So basically the game goes event token, which is this, and actually we can just take the first term. We're set up. This isn't even necessarily part of setup. You reveal one person, or you actually get to pick which one to have revealed. I like Colin and James for that, because they can move a little bit faster than Neil and Graham there. Emma has been the spy for me, so I don't like to pick her. I have a grudge. So these are here because when these spaces get covered up, we can reveal those. You have to buy this one, or it has to wait until night. These are some resources that can be bought along the way. Some blocked ridge markers, which we'll talk about in just a second once we start. And this is prestige points. I think probably resource points would have been a better term. Maybe prestige, because if you have any at the end of the game, it's plus points. I'm not sure how you would have any. I usually run out of prestige points when the climbers are about here, and then we go through night. So we pull an event shit. You can either buy it with prestige points or cover up one of these. Once all 7 of these are covered up, we then go into night. There will be 7 more turns of night. Even if we're here, you can still buy them if you have points left. Basically, you're buying the event, and you'll end up buying bad events just to not cover this up, because you want as much daylight as possible. So let's just kind of jump in and take a look at how we do this. Oh, I guess I should talk about components. Everything's nice. I mean, it's what you'd expect from Victory Point games. Everything's sturdy. It kind of ends up having, I don't know what you would call it. Stuff kind of peels off because they put the press down on it a couple times, so stuff peels off. I've played it enough now that I think most of it's off. Everything's printed pretty much on paper, and then the counters are on nice thick cardboard. I like the Victory Point games. This price point is $28. Maybe a little high, but whatever. I think I've talked about that at other places. The rules are very well put together. Everything's really straightforward. Nice player aid. I actually like how they did this. The event tokens are all listed here. On the back are guide skills, and if you're using the advanced rules, the climbers have traits. We won't do that. And then Victory Point is here. So it actually, everything flows pretty nicely with how they've put it together. So each turn goes like this. We'll draw one of these. And first thing we do is block the ridges from down here. So ridges 6 get blocked. So that's a 6, that's a 6, and that's it. And that comes into play for movement. Climbers either need a guide to take them through a blocked ridge, or they can't move through it or onto it. But it does come off the end of every turn, which I wasn't doing my first game, which made it very difficult. So now what we have is the event is chocolate bars, which kind of gives everyone some energy. You hold on to it. Sorry, my daughter's talking to me. The event is chocolate bars. It gives everyone +1 to their movement. To buy it is 3. It's a nice one to have, so we'll buy it, and then we just hold on to it. Nothing really happens, and we spend 3 prestige points from 18 to 15. Now what you can do is either one guide can move, and when the guides move, these ones are fast, so they actually get to go 3, but the rules say 2. One guide can move a climber 2, but these can move in 3. 3 spaces, and then stop, and that's all they can do. And the rules say to flip it to the moved sign, but in this case, that's all that's going to happen. So I don't really see why that would happen, because if you can't track that one person has moved, or even that 5 people have moved, whatever. So one guide can move. They don't have to take someone. He can just move. They can move up to 6. You know, it's a guide, so it can move through a ridge. Everyone can move their movement like that. These guys can move 1. These guys can move 2. Or you can move one climber and do a preparation, and you prep half, and then you prep full. Basically, when you do that, you get to draw 3 event chits. Just use 1, put the other 2 back. Every time you do that, you roll. If you roll a 1 or a 2, this goes away. If not, you keep it. So let's actually do that. So we'll prep half, and one climber is going to move. And we will actually move Colin, because we like Colin. We know he's good. So he's going to move his full movement. Okay, end of turn. Bada bing. And that's pretty much the turn. Draw another one. We have fixed ropes, which means on the wall, a previous team, we've made arrangements with them to leave it behind for us, so that otherwise we have to stop when we hit the wall spaces. So again, we'll buy it for 3, so we're already down to 12. So you can see they go pretty quickly. Let's go ahead and prep again, and I guess we'll move Colin. I think that might come back to bite us. We didn't. Oh, sorry. first things first, ridges 3 get blocked, which won't matter because it's up there. We move him and remove. So I want to get to one where we don't want to buy it. So broken rope. So this one we don't want to buy. We could, it's 2. First let's mark the 4s. It's just up here. Not going to miter right now. Oh, actually, we get to draw 3. Yeah, we'll still do broken ropes. Basically what would happen is Colin might end up getting hurt and going back to high camp, which is down here. We don't want that to happen, so we won't buy the event. It goes right there and covers up a space. So, like I said before, if it gets to 7, we move into nighttime, and nighttime is bad. So we get to keep it. That comes off and we do it again. Fixed ropes, we already have. This one's a 1. Maybe it would have been better to buy that one instead of the 3, but we probably don't need both of them. So I'm not going to spend it on that. We'll just go there. Now I get to draw it. I always forget about the prep ready, so we don't need to do that. We have ridges open, and we're actually going to use that. We're going to buy that. So what that does is lets us take the ridge markers off if they're blocked. So that's going to be a 3, and that's just up there. Again, not going to do much. So what we'll do now is just move the climbers. So these guys get to move 2, they get to move 1, he gets to move 2. So you can see the turns are pretty easy, they go pretty quickly. It's probably a 15-20 minute game. Reveal the spy. So with the revealing spy, like I said, if we get to here, the spy is revealed, or one of the good guys is not. One of the good guys is revealed, who is not the spy. Or we can buy this, which would mean we know earlier who's not a spy, because this won't flip over the last one. I don't mind. We know who a good guy is. And with his kind of head start here, we'll leave it there. And I'm still not drawing. Oh, I didn't roll for it. Okay, we're still good there. We have high-tech gadget and synthetic rope. High-tech gadget. Yeah, we're actually going to do that one. So you pay 1 and you gain 3 for a net of 1, or a net of 2. So those are good to have to get prestige back. That's going to mark 1s. So that stinks. And there. So this guy isn't going to be able to move because he can't move through that blocked ridge. Not sure why it says darkness equals there. Let me check. Maybe that's not a ridge.